Hi, you're joining me, Ashley King, a podcast enthusiast who loves to chat. I run a studio called Flamingo Heights Podcast Studio in the Oosburn, Newcastle upon Tyne. We specialise in audio and video podcasts, and we're passionate about helping people to bring their stories to life. You're listening to our pop-up podcast recorded at the North East Business Expo, hosted by Fresh Events in partnership with the Chamber of Commerce Northeast. It was a super busy day and we got to chat to lots of small businesses and individuals about the work they do and why it matters. By the way, these guests have had no media training or preparation. It was a very spontaneous thing to do on the day, recorded in a very noisy space. We hope that these recordings show that with a little support and the magic of editing, any story can come to life. So, without further ado, let's jump right in.
Hello, Chloë Clover.
Hey, you alright?
Yes, I love your accent. It's so great to have you on a quick pop-up podcast at the North East Expo.
This is incredible, by the way. I'm all about you guys doing this. This looks insane. I wish people could see it. It's so cool.
Well, we wanted to do something. It's our first expo. You want to stand out. I know Wonder are no stranger to making different content and wanting to stand out. We just wanted to be ourselves and let ourselves find our tribe,
100%.
And it's been really awesome, the response to the pop-up podcast. So
it's brilliant. It's such a cool concept, and the amount of people that you're going to be able to just sit down and have these little chats with, I'm about it. In fact, I'm going to steal it for our... No, I'm not really.
Hey, what do they call it? Good practice, best practice? Share, collaborate. We've actually, it's funny because we're big Wonder fans at Flamingo Heights Podcast Studio, so we always talking about you did an amazing piece of content, loads of different ones, but the Cribs episode was so cool.
Oh, thank you so much.
Welcome to Wonder, and it was great. So you've just done a talk, so you're buzzing from that?
Yeah, you always get a mad adrenaline dump after you do something like that. I was a little bit nervous. I probably arrived 10 minutes before I actually needed to start speaking as well. So yeah, but once once you get into it, you really start to let loose. You really start to find your flow, and then afterwards, it's just there's no feeling that beats it. You'll know yourself, right? It's like having a great guest and speaking after you've done it. You're like, oh God, what an endorphin rush.
Absolutely. I love chatting and I love speaking, so I know all about that thing. But then I go home and I need to have no makeup on and jammies and just never leave the house for a while.
Yeah, no, I appreciate that. I actually had someone come into the office yesterday. I haven't been too well for a couple of days, and someone came in and they said to me, "Oh, you look poorly." They were like, the black under your eyes. I was like, no, that's just business. Is what that is. That's what that is.
Well, it's hard, isn't it? It's hard running a business, and I have to take my hat off to you, which is actually off because I got headphones on. But I'm so amazed by what you and Lou are doing, and I want to thank you as another female founder in the northeast of England. You are set in the north on the map. You're working with the BBC. You're negotiating things that people aren't, and I know there's stuff you're involved in and doing that you can't even tell us about.
Yeah.
Is there anything you can tell us about that you're excited to share?
Oh, that's a great question. Do you know what, right? I'm going to be really sneaky and probably say something that I shouldn't, but we actually have a BBC One doc about to drop in a couple of months, which you follow our pages, and as you do already, and we just chat anyway, but you'll see it, and we'll update everyone exactly when it's going to go out. But yeah, honestly, it's like a pinch me moment,
So 2 girls with a broken GoPro traveling around Australia, right?
That's right.
If you roll back, would you ever have imagined this for yourself?
It's such an interesting one. I would have dared myself to imagine it, right? Because I really wanted it. But for it actually to be here and to be living it, I don't know, it never fully feels real. It never feels real. Apart from when you're really in the roller coaster, sometimes that can feel a little too real, but yeah, it's hard because you really want something and you really drive for it and really push for it, but when you start getting there, it just feels like there's so much more that you want to do, so you never fully appreciate the moment that you're in, and I guess that's something that we need to learn to do a little bit better.
Yeah, sometimes when we just rush in from one project to another, it gets exciting, especially with ADHD, right? I know we're similar in that way, but actually taking time to zoom out and go, wow, we did that. So yeah, I mean, please know you're really well respected and liked locally, and we're really excited to chat to you. It's like it's been a whole thing for me all day, but yeah, I'd love to do a proper episode with you sometime. Is there anything you want to shine the light on about Wanda today? Now I must prefix that with or preface that with Joe has been singing your praises as always, but is there anything you want to say about anything in the Northeast or anything you're doing?
Do you know what? Genuinely, I want to say that I feel the exact same way about you as you do about me. I think what you're doing is absolutely incredible. I think you've got an amazing team, and if you just look at what you've done today as well, like you're really pushing boundaries, and I really respect that, and I would do anything to be on your podcast.
Oh, well, we will arrange it. Thank you so much, Chloe. This is a big moment for me.
Yeah, I appreciate that. All right, mad love. Bye-bye.
Thanks for listening. If you enjoyed this content today and you feel inspired to start a podcast, reach out to us at hello@flamingoheights.co.uk. We can't wait to help you get your idea started.